to do with it. All right, here we go. Our first guest is the host of the Comedy Central television show, The Colbert Report. He is also spearheading his own rally entitled March to Keep Fear Alive, which will take place October 30th in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Stephen Colbert. Stephen? Welcome back to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, do I have the information to have it correctly? March to Keep Fear Alive. That'll be the end of this month. What is the march? What's the... first of all, do you have a permit?
I do not. I didn't know you had to have one.
Well,
I thought it was like, no, this land is your land, this land is my land.
Right.
I want to hold a rally anywhere I want to.
Okay. But now, as I understand it, there may be some logistical problems that weekend. Do you know what I'm talking about?
But Jon Stewart is having a rally the same day.
Right. And the Marine Corps Marathon. Is that the same weekend?
Yeah, the Marine Corps Marathon is the next day, and they have all the porta potties.
Oh.
And they announced today that they're going to padlock them so my fans can't use them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, buddy, you're in trouble.
Yeah, evidently, if I join the Marines, they'll open them up again.
When people come down there to help keep fear, and by the way, what's the point of keeping fear alive?
Fear is useful. Well, first of all, I'm doing my rally to try to stop Jon Stewart from succeeding with his rally.
I see.
Which is the rally to restore sanity, which I think is crazy. You can't. How do you get together? How do you rally? How do you rally for moderation?
Exactly.
You know, people are going to get together and not raise their voices?
No. I think you have an excellent point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're one of a select few who do.
Yes. Now, when people come down by the thousands,
the truckload, some of them are being choppered in.
What would one expect when they show up at the rally?
I'd like everybody to come. They can participate in the rally right away by wearing costumes. It is Halloween weekend. And so I want people to come in costumes as the thing I have told them to fear. You know, immigrants being one of them.
I see.
Big thing to fear right now in the election year. And I don't mean just like people coming over the southern border. I mean, any Canadians? I know Paul. Paul?
Certainly fearsome, yeah.
You used to be or are still Canadian?
Fear me. I am still Canadian, and I am an American.
Dual citizenship.
How terrifying would it be to see 100,000 people looking like that?
Hey. Oh, I suppose you do have a point.
100,000.
Oh, that's just people looking like that. I see in the mid billions for my rally.
No, really. What are the... Now, first of all, I didn't realize it was not Thanksgiving. Halloween.
I didn't know it was Halloween weekend when I chose it.
You got the marathon. You got Halloween. You got your rally. You've got Jon Stewart's rally. It seems like everything is working against you here.
Or working for me, Dave.
Really?
Yeah, because I think what we could do in the next day, these people who come to keep fear alive the next day, they and their children could go door to door to help spread the message of fear on the 31st.
Now, will you...
And perhaps threaten people with tricks if they're not given some sort of sugary treat.
Sugary treats.
And it could catch on. It could happen every year after that.
Now, will you be making an appearance at the Jon Stewart function?
I might try to disrupt Jon Stewart's function. Right. No, he might. I might just, if I can't find a place to do my rally, because I know he's chosen the mall between the Washington Monument and the Capitol.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I wanted.
Did he get a permit?
I didn't. He got one. I didn't get one.
Oh, you didn't get one?
No.
Well,
he's a teacher's pet, of course. I might do what you do in college. If you've got like a roommate you don't like, you just build a loft over their side of the room. I might just build an 8-foot loft over the entire mall and have my rally on top.
Wow. Well, you truly are delusional.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Washington, you'll be making a return trip down there. You testified. What was the committee you testified in front of?
I testified before, I'm going to get this right, the House Subcommittee on Immigration and Naturalization. I think that's what it was.
No. Can anybody with a TV show go down and testify?
Evidently, because I had very little other qualifications.
Right.
I was invited by Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren.
From California?
California, exactly.
Do you know this woman?
I met her. I met her
Right.
working the fields.
Where did you guys work the fields?
In upstate New York, I picked beans and I packed corn for almost a day before I was asked to leave.
Now, by the way, how did that happen?
I was invited by the United Farm Workers Union. They had a program called Take Our Jobs, Please, to say that there are a lot of unemployed Americans, it's a terrible time in the economy.
Yeah.
There's always some good farm jobs. There aren't enough farm workers. Come take our jobs. And I think I was, of the 3 million people who inquired, I think I was the 4th person to say yes.
So you spent the day doing the job.
Doing that. And they asked me, based on my vast experience of almost a day working in the fields, would I testify?
Right. Now I've never testified in front of is it a committee or a subcommittee?
It's a subcommittee. I was called to testify before a subcommittee.
Now, what's the difference between a committee and a subcommittee?
I think the committee has better bathrooms. They like the executive washrooms. I don't know.
I think you're
really
right.
know how it works.
No, I think that's something Jefferson put in place.
If you ever get a chance to testify, absolutely say yes.
Oh, I don't think so.
It's much better to go voluntarily than when.
Well, yes, I don't want any subpoena activity, but it must have been terribly intimidating, wasn't it?
Well, here's the thing, and I've probably seen this on TV. You're in a low chair over here with your little table and your glass of water.
Well, here,
and
Stephen, we have this photo right there. Yeah.
I was when I saw what it looked like in that room, I was completely ready to tell them I'm on steroids.
See, that's what it must be intimidating.
Yeah, it really is. No, you're really low, and they're on the other side of the room, and they're on these big high risers. It's like...
You know anything about this guy?
That is one of my writers, Opus Moreski.
Oh, well,
yeah.
He shouldn't be allowed back.
No, he shouldn't. But they're all up on these high stands up there talking to you. It's like testifying before like a panel of pharmacists.
Yeah. Well, well, I would... Now, was there after your presentation, was there a question and answer period?
I did not stay for it.
Oh, there was a period.
Well, right afterwards from the Congress. I thought you meant from the press.
No.
I thought
right
maybe I should just go home.
No, no, right after your presentation in the room.
They asked you questions.
And what kind of stuff did they ask you?
Why are you here?
Yeah. And
I essentially said, ask her.
Yeah,
because she...
yeah. Right. Now, have you heard from the Congresswoman?
Not so much. Not yet.
Really?
Not yet. But I hope she had a good time, because it was an honor. I had an amazing time.
That was a big deal. I mean, it was
super
a huge
big deal.
Thing. Yes,
If Congress asks you to testify, how do you say no?
Can't
I
say no.
said, I'm going to go down there, and I'm happy to bring attention to this issue if you think that would help in some way. But I'm going to do it the way I do it, because there's no other reason for me to go.
Absolutely.
And she goes, that's great. That's what I want. And I said, now, you don't think that there's any chance that people are going to go, I don't know, ape? And she goes, no, absolutely not. And I went, well, you know.
Yeah, she would know.
You know
the
I
room.
don't know.
Yeah.
I said, well, then yeah, I would be honored to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And did it turn out that people, in fact, went to Ape?
I have heard there has been a reaction, but I don't ever read like the positive or negative, because that's a dangerous road to go down. I still haven't read like reactions to the Correspondents' Dinner I did like 4 years ago, because it's a double-edged sword.
I think everything's fine. I think everything's fine.
Oh, good, because I can't stand negative things.
No,
said about
I'm here to tell you I think everything's just fine.
Good.
And we're looking for a big turnout for the rally. It's a march to keep fear alive.
Yes.
Bordering right there, right on the edge of paranoia. That's where you want them, right?
Yes, the price of liberty is vigilance and paranoia.
That's right. It's October 30th down in Washington, D.C. Stephen Colbert, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave.
God bless you, my friend. There you are. We'll be right back with Johnny Knoxville.